stand-in monitor?
You think you can do it?
Yeah, I'll give it my best shot. Get it started.
So these Trump assassination can't hurt. Oh boy, we have people leaving. Yeah, people want these.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. We have a guest moderator. Okay. Yeah, you might have to. Hey, Brian. Phone here.
I don't want to take the place for Brian until he shows up.
Yes.
If he ever does.
All right, here. Let's do the old stuff right here.
That is working.
Here you go.
Okay, I'm going to be a stand-in monitor.
Here we
And
go.
these are our guests, Christopher Millard,
Right here.
Peter Lurs,
Perez, right here.
Ress, and James Russo. Middle Smith.
How you doing?
So, how to go for gold? Who would like to go first?
Peter. Well, there are several options that people have in terms of investing in precious metals, not just gold, but silver as well. One of them is through buying physical, that's Jim's specialty, and another one is buying various companies that are involved in the extraction of precious metals, and as well as ETFs that are made up of these precious metals companies, and that's Chris's specialty. So, Chris, if you want to start us off a little bit, tell us about ETFs and precious metals companies. And wait, before you do, I'm sorry to interrupt, before you do, another way to invest as well is through royalty companies, and I'll be talking about those. But Chris, please take it away.
Okay, so yeah, three different types of things going on here. One is physical, one is royalties, and one is companies, which is mine. So basically, gold funds started in 1956 with Van Eck. Right, it's the first gold fund in the world. There's now 114 managed gold funds in the world with $28 billion. The biggest one is BlackRock, managed out of Luxembourg, or domiciled in Luxembourg. It's managed out of London. And if you look at those funds, 55% of the money is invested in Canada, 15% in Australia, and 8% in the US. So Canada is the market for gold companies, publicly listed gold companies. Now that's, in 2004, a new market started, which is ETFs. And now today, there's 220 ETFs, metal and mining ETFs worldwide, and they have assets of $350 billion, so more than 10 times, about 15 times the amount of money is in ETFs. And they've sucked all the money out of the gold funds and out of the junior exploration sector. So there's huge leverage to be gained by investing in companies for two reasons. All the mining companies are depleting their reserves, they're getting lower grades, they're mining into lower and lower grades, and they have been underinvesting in exploration, capital, and in fact even paying dividends, which for gold companies is unheard of. So that's one, is that they've all got declining production, and the second is that as the grades and production gets compromised, there's an increasing requirement for gold with higher and higher prices. So anyways, companies that have discoveries today can have outsized returns, and that's the status that we are in today. So the question is, how do you go for gold? You can buy ETFs, but you don't get the same leverage as you get in gold companies.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jim Russo. I'm the president of Metals Mint. And very simply, we are a full-service precious metals dealer. We buy gold, silver, platinum, palladium. We also sell it and buy it at the same time. Right now, I think that with what is going on in the government, as far as the debt, not having gold and silver in your portfolio, whether it's either one of these options, is suicide. Right now, the debt is around $35 trillion. The government is forecasting in 3 or 4 years it's going to be close to $47 trillion. That's going to have a tremendous expense to every single person here. The Fed just lowered the interest rates, probably a political move, but I think it was a mistake. Inflation is not going anywhere. The way to protect yourself is by owning some physical metal, whether it's gold or silver, royalties, or even mining stocks. Having this in your portfolio is definitely going to be protecting you down the road. I advise one clients to just mainly buy metal that is close to spot. Just buy physical rounds, silver rounds, gold rounds, nothing, no premium metal, and I think you'll be good to go over the next 2-3 years as far as a hedge against inflation. That's it.
Yeah, Jim, I think you're going to be protected from inflation for a lot longer than the next 2 to 3 years. In fact, we can go back over 100 years and we can see that the purchasing power of this has remained the same through time. Now this is a kilo of gold.
Yes.
How much is this worth right now?
This is worth about 90,000.
So-
In 1970, this was worth $1,000. When I was born, 1970, it's $1,000. Now it's worth 80,000.
That little chunk of metal for
$90,000, sir.
$90,000. So I'm guessing that right now you can get kind of a low-grade Corvette for this. But,
Yes, absolutely.
But guess what? 100 years ago, you could get a Model T4 for this. So the purchasing power of this will not change through time, is what I'm trying to say. So precious metals, absolutely, that's where you need to be. We talked about ETFs and physical companies that mine the metal. We talked about the physical metal itself right here. It's all about protecting your purchasing power. Royalty companies come in kind of in between the metal and the producers. They take a percentage of the producer's revenues while not incurring any costs themselves, having some of that exploration or production upside. And the operating costs are nil. That's up to the producer to deal with. So royalty companies present a much higher margin, arguably a safer way to approach investing in mining. This, nothing beats the safety of this unless somebody steals it from you. I mean, we can even go back to the tragic events of September 11th. There was a vault at the bottom of one of the towers. Every single ounce of gold was recovered. So this is the safest you can get. Mining company is probably the riskiest. Again, cost can impact you. You can have outside events, can be a weather event, things like this. Royalty companies, even though they are exposed to mining companies, they have much larger, much broader portfolios. So generally speaking, a royalty company will be better insulated from these types of risks, but because of that, they have lower leverage. So if this goes up tenfold, a mining company will probably go up 100-fold, and a royalty company will probably go up 20-fold. There's different ways to play royalties to generate leverage, but that's essentially where royalty companies come in. It's a safer way to play the space.
How about royalties? Dividends.
Royalties with dividends. So generally, royalty companies that are under $1 billion market cap, well, there's nothing between 1 and 2. So everything under $2 billion market cap do not pay royalties. There's one exception to this, but the general rule is they don't. And the reason for that is they don't have free cash flow. So if you want dividends from royalty companies, you have to pay up for them. It's $2 billion plus market cap companies, Franco-Nevada, Wheaton Precious, Royal Gold. These guys will pay dividends, but the dividends yields are very, very small. 1.3%. The smaller guys have the opportunity to pay larger dividends as they grow. But again, like I said, there's very few companies in that space that pay dividends. I'm the CEO of Silver Crown Royalties. We aim to pay a dividend next year, which would have a dividend yield significantly higher than what's available in this space.
How does that compare to other silver royalty companies?
Great question. How does that compare to other silver royalty companies? There are no other silver royalty companies. We in fact created this company to be the sole silver royalty company, period. There used to be a streaming company which was focused on silver called Silver Wheaton, called Wheaton Precious Metals now, because they're 70% by revenue gold, 20% silver, 10% other. Every other royalty company is either in iron ore, oil and gas, or gold, predominantly. There's some others that are in uranium, etc. But when it comes to specifically silver metal, we're the only ones that are 100% silver. So I don't know if that answers your question by circumventing it by saying there are no other silver royalty companies, but
And about metal, you said you could buy domestic metals, right?
No, I recommend against buying numismatic metal. It's a tough business to stay in. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. You normally buy retail and you sell wholesale if you're lucky. You want to just stick with generic rounds, bullion, 999, 999 or 49 metal like this, or silver rounds. Very simple. Don't try to get like a gold eagle that's been around. That was the first gold eagle, or some coin that's rare. It's just not worth it. A lot of people lose their shirts trading in that market. Keep it simple. Get the bullion. You can put it in your IRA. IRAs are great ways to have physical bullion in your IRA to make money on it. And when it comes to taking a required minimum distribution, you can take it out in gold and silver instead of cash. So it's an excellent way to make some money. You can also open up a storage account, keep it at a depository. This way you don't have to worry about getting robbed. last one is, you can take it for home delivery. Home delivery is nice. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. You can pick it up. We can drop ship it right to your house.
If we have a basic coin that we take our name on, and we go to sell it, 20 years from now, how will anybody know that it's real?
Well, they have this coin here, sir, is probably about 30 years old. This bar here is probably about 30 years old. They know it's real. So you can test this very easily. They have machines that test these, and it's been around a very long time. So they test it, they sell this to no problem. Does anybody have any questions? All right. Don't all jump up at once.
Moderator. You might have some questions.
I'm actually the moderator.
Hey!
Hello, Brian.
Hello.
Great job.
Okay.
Great job.
I